Welcome to the Power Up Podcast. I'm your host, Trevor Scullion. Join me for some powerful conversations with members of the Substation Design Solutions Industry Consortium, the SDSIC. I'll chat with members about the consortium, innovations, how they're implementing different technologies, even some of the projects they're working on to address the growing needs of our power grid. Today's guest is Ernie Barton. Ernie is the Information Delivery Tools Supervisor in the Business Process and Innovation Group, or BP&I, at Southern Company. He's also the chair of our brand new Innovative Solutions Committee at the SDSIC. Thanks for joining today, Ernie.
Appreciate it, Trevor. Thank you.
Let's kick things off so all our members can learn more about your background, how you came to work at Southern Company, and last year being elected to start up a brand new group for the consortium, the Innovative Solutions Committee.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So first of all, thank you. My name is Ernie Barton. I'm originally from Metairie, Louisiana. So I grew up in Louisiana. I now live in Birmingham, Alabama, and I work for Southern Company. Before Southern Company, my background in college was I'm a structural engineer. I went to UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham.
All right.
I have a bachelor in structural engineering, and then I went and got my master's in structural engineering. And pretty much right out of school, I started working for Southern Company in 2000. So I've been there for a while.
Okay.
23 years coming up on this year right now. So my whole career has pretty much been at Southern Company. When I started at Southern Company, I was, just boots on the ground, structural engineering, doing like structural steel and concrete and, foundations and anything, structural related for our generating facilities.
Okay.
In the first part, it was, mainly, coal and gas plants and a little bit of nuclear, but I got to do a little bit of everything. I was a designer, I was a team lead, went to project engineering, went to project management, got real deep into technology with finite element analysis,
Nice.
Computational fluid dynamics, stuff like that. So I was always using like the latest technology that we had in the company to do our work. So I got to do a lot of cool things and use a lot of cool technology, and also see, where technology could help me do my job better too, which is kind of why I got a passion for what I'm doing right now.
That's great.
Yeah, so it really got interesting. So that was mainly generation, but about 3 years ago actually, we formed a new group called TMPS, where we merged with transmission. So not only was I in my generation world again with just, gas, coal, renewables, solar, wind, hydro, all that stuff. Now we're working with power delivery and substations and all that kind of stuff. So these past 3 years, I've been focused mainly learning that world and working in that world and using my generation experience to help provide efficiencies, in the power delivery world, particularly in substations. So it's been an interesting ride. I got a whole new team members, whole new language, all new things to learn, and then just applying the technology there, and I'm having a real good time. It's like kind of starting a new job, so it's real exciting time for us.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And yeah, I've seen some of the things that your group is doing, man. It's pretty awesome, and it was the perfect lead-in for the Innovative Solutions group because, we had been throwing the idea around for a while of having this new group, but it's one of those like, who the heck could lead that, right? It's kind of it's pushing latest technology, trying to communicate to the members about all these up and coming things that are going on in innovation. So we're really happy that you stepped in, man, to help us start up that group.
Oh yeah. I met you at a meeting. I think you were demoing a product that could be help with inventor, basically, with Bob Hare and Bill Gordon, and you and I just kind of kicked it off, kind of spoke the same lingo, and once you and I started rattling stuff off about VR, AR, LiDAR, 360 photos, digital twins, digital threads,
Yeah,
autonomous operation,
I said
predictive
that's our
analytics,
guy.
all that. I mean, that's just kind of like the same type language. And I really just, it's really just a ode to Southern Company that they let me work on cool stuff like that, because, that's stuff that's exciting and you normally don't get to work on. So whenever somebody comes to you and say, hey, this is to figure out a way to do this better using the newest technology. And by the way, make sure it adds value in the end and
Mm-hmm.
doesn't just make a pretty picture. That's pretty cool. So all of it's really due to them letting me do this and provide me the resources to do this. So I have a real talented team that that works with me, and we're pretty self-sufficient. So a lot of the stuff that we do, we don't have to sub out, and we can do it ourselves. So we control a lot of our own schedule. So big props
Yeah.
to the team as well.
Yeah, that's great, man. Yeah, big shout out to Southern Company in general for giving us all of these folks for volunteering their time and supporting you guys to help the SDSIC. It's been incredible for them. That's great.
Absolutely.
Well, that's good, man. So one of the things you said was the perfect lead in for kind of some other members kind of joining the Innovative Solutions Committee. That one of the great things that comes out of this is, as you said, we're all playing with the latest tech and maybe we're looking 5 years down the road on some of this stuff that we can't maybe use completely today. But for all the members that are just maybe planning to get into something like 3D design, it's pretty important that they see maybe what's coming on the roadmap so they can prepare.
Absolutely. And a big thing is, and you kind of alluded to it right there, it's really down to three components that we focused on: people, process, and technology. But
Nice.
I wouldn't say it's always needs to be in that order. Like some people, sometimes we've erred and chose the technology before we had the people and the process part down, and
Sure.
we've learned from our own sins of the past on that.
Hmm.
But one of the fundamental things I've learned is the process and the adoption of the people is just as important as the technology. So I hope I can
Hmm.
I'm hoping we can share some lessons learned with that, along with the cool technology that does amazing things. But if you don't have those two fundamental cornerstones, established, then sometimes, you're not going to see the rate of
Hmm.
return on your technology investment that you thought you would. So I have a lot of lessons learned on that. Sometimes I've from failures, sometimes from successes, but I think we have a lot of good people in the group already. I think
Hmm.
we're up to like 20 something members already,
Oh,
real
wow.
diverse background. So I think they're going to be able to provide an insight to everybody that everybody can relate to and learn from.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's
excited
awesome.
about it.
That's a great point, man. And yeah, it's a good approach for sure. And it's funny because it's been a common theme with everyone I'm talking to in the consortium lately, and especially the chairs and co-chairs. It's everybody said the same thing. It's like, don't go on the journey by yourself. There's a lot of folks that have scars, that could at least tell you what not to do. if you're if you're looking for some advice and some help, like don't do it by yourself. So those, all your monthly calls and everything for people to join, there is no dumb question really.
No, there's not. And I'll just give you an example real quick. I won't name the specific initiative that we're after, but, we're been directed from higher up in our organization to look at a specific project, and we've been trying to figure out how we do it, like put together a roadmap and a strategy and an attack plan on how to accomplish this.
Hmm.
And we've been working pretty diligent on it for a while now, probably about 2 or 3 weeks. And just ironically, we did a call for presentations a couple of weeks ago, and then I got a presentation submitted to me for the Innovative Solutions meeting in Nashville, and the presentation topic was the exact same topic that I'm researching right now for my company.
Ah.
So I was like reading basically what I was trying to do, and they were further along than I was. So I was like, wow, I mean, this is like a blessing. It's already paying dividends. So just a real simple example of that. And I've only been a month deep in to this committee is some of the things that you
Mm.
can expect to gain from, being a member and participating, in the SDS.
Yeah, that's terrific. Yeah, you're right. It's the collaboration, right? Lots of folks working on a lot of different types of projects out there, and yeah, if we all get together, at least on the monthly calls and things, we're definitely going to hear about them and potentially get some collaborations going with some other utilities for sure.
Absolutely.
So here's our chance, Ernie. And it's a lot of work. This is a nonprofit and it's all voluntary work, right? It's extra stuff that we have to do. Is there anything you could use help from, maybe other members or anybody listening to this?
Yeah, I mean, topics are huge.
Hmm.
If you can think of valuable topics that you think we can all learn from,
Yep.
that'll be huge. I don't want to get on a call once a month and just say, "Hey guys, how you doing?" and kind of, talk and all that. I want it to be, structured, and we all, leave with feeling like we gained something from the call.
Mm-hmm.
So, just any kind of help you can provide with that would be greatly appreciated. Also, just please feel free to, give me your honest opinion about, hey, this isn't working. This is working. I think it could be better if you did this or that. So any kind of feedback like that, I really appreciate, because that's how I feel that we get better, is with that feedback. If we don't know, we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, stuff like that. I'm a real laid back guy. But I'm serious about what I do, but I also like to have fun while I'm doing it. So I hope you
Yeah.
don't take the jokes as me not caring. I really do, but
Mm-hmm.
I just try to make it fun. And just, yeah, I'm a newbie too. So what I would say to all the newbies out there is just come join me. Well, I'm new, you be new with me, and we'll learn this together, and we'll figure it out, and we'll establish a awesome, awesome group, and then we'll be the founders and the start of something that's going to turn out to be an amazing adventure.
Yeah, and it is already starting to be a great group. There's so much interest and a lot of members out there are asking what they can contribute. So there it is. Just come with some ideas and questions, and I guess it could be anything, right? Innovative could be a concept, an idea, a technology, maybe a project or an approach.
That's a very good point, and that's one of the reasons when you and I were talking about this name, while we named it something generic like Innovative Solutions,
Yeah.
we didn't want to, we didn't want to pigeonhole ourselves into, like, for example, like say we would have named it Digital Twin Committee or whatever. I mean, we left it broad
Yeah.
so we could bring all these different technologies that add value to a project, to the forum. So that's why we did that. So
Yeah.
it, innovative solutions is a broad word,
Hmm.
but that's a good thing though, because we
Yeah.
want to be able to bring lots of different things to the table and not be pigeonholed.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It would have been terrible. A digital twin. Nobody would come now. It's like everywhere.
Yeah, it's like, it's the new word out there in the street: digital twin, digital thread, digital whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes it got saturated a little bit, so I was reluctant to call it that. Digital
Yeah.
enablement, digital transformation, it's just a million words that you can call
Smart move.
it. No, I learned what I've learned too, and this is another thing I've learned and I can share, is when we're rolling out a project, don't call it by the vendor name. Like,
Mm.
say, for example, Acme Software. Don't call it Acme Software.
Hmm.
Give it a give it an acronym or something. So, like, for example, in our company, we have a tool which is basically a digital twin platform, for lack of better words, but it's called Bridge.
Mm.
It's not a vendor name. It's what we came up internal in house, and Bridge is an acronym for browser-based, real-time information delivery gateway for everyone. It's a mouthful,
Oh, that's
but
good.
the thinking is we can change all the parts behind that Bridge engine, and
Yeah.
nobody will ever know we're changing parts. It'll still be Bridge in their eyes. So that's another something we learned from the past 7 years in our adventure, that
Yeah.
pays huge dividends. So Eastman
Uh,
Chemical, shout out to them. They have a real good program. They did the same thing with their program, and there's a Sega,
mm.
seamless integrated engineering gateway for everyone. So
Huh.
just things like little things like that will pay dividends. So
Yeah. No, that's smart, man. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we could have had like the MySpace committee, right? Which would have
yeah,
been a
exactly.
mistake. The
Exactly.
BlackBerry committee, right?
Yeah, exactly. No vendor names. No vendor
No,
names.
bad news.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. But yeah, I noticed. So so 10th year anniversary coming up in Nashville, close to you. Um, I mean, you've already got a couple of presentations that are amazing for innovative solutions. So I saw the virtual reality and substation design and engineering. There was one on the whole process of how they spun up their own version of a digital twin. And there was even one for digital transformation, but it was brownfield with laser scanning and inventor models. I mean, there's already some very cool topics coming up.
Yeah, and there are, and I appreciate everybody for submitting them already too. I think we're up to about 5. I'd
Hmm.
love to get some more. There's also one exciting one on facility ratings. That's the new hot topic nowadays, and using technology to help with those ratings. So we'll have an excellent presentation on that too. Um, we're trying to put together a presentation on a proof of concept substation digital twin that we have over there and on my side of the company. So we're trying to get that too. But anything that you can think of, any of the members out there listening to this or anybody listening to this, feel free to send them to me, and we'd love to hear about what you're doing. Half the stuff that we talked about, there's 1,000 other things that we don't even know that's out there that we could have presentations on. So shoot it on over, let us look at it, and can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and it's open right now. So anyone listening, you can just go to the sdsconsortium.com and you'll find the submit for proposal, or you can just look up Ernie online. He's the chair of the Innovative Solutions Committee. You could get his email in there and just email him directly with some ideas. So
Yeah, I
no
am gonna.
bad idea.
Yeah, and just that brings up a thing. I was looking over the website and I noticed I don't have my profile and my history and all that. So don't think I'm just a blank slate. And I just started on the block yesterday. I'll get all that updated and all that. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you and I'd love to see what you have to talk about, because just like my example earlier about seeing a presentation that was exactly the same thing I was working on and needed help on. I'm hoping, and I know you're going to be able to see that same dividend and experience for you guys as well. So
Yeah, there you go. And a great reason to come to Nashville to meet everybody face to face for anyone listening. So
absolutely.
well, that was a great conversation, Ernie. I really appreciate the time, man. I know it's early there and it's hard to fit these things in. I really appreciate you making it happen, man. Is there any message you wanna leave on?
Just join the group. I'm getting better and better each day about navigating the website and approving the requests. So bear with me if I don't get to the approval, within 10 minutes, an hour or whatever. I'm getting to it, but I'll just join the group. I'd love to get to know you. I'd love for you to get to know the group. Let's get together. Let's collaborate. Let's see what's worked. Let's see what hasn't worked for us. And then, let's add value and bring this space that we have right now to the next generation. And also let's do some cool stuff that adds value, but cool stuff. It's still cool stuff. So
Yeah.
just thanks for your time, Trevor, and thanks for the opportunity. And thanks for all the future presentations that I'm going to be receiving today from this as a result of this podcast.
There you go, man. They're gonna pour in after this. We'll get this up on LinkedIn.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see them.
That's awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Ernie, man. I really we appreciate you. It's really great you started up this committee. I think it's gonna be amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Power Up Podcast today. If you enjoyed this conversation and you're not yet a member of the SDSIC, join for free at SDSconsortium.com. Be part of the community and all these great conversations. And maybe you'll be the next guest on the Power Up Podcast.